When people talk about BTS, they usually describe Namjoon as the intelligent leader, the fluent English speaker, or the guy with the incredibly deep voice. But even if you've been ARMY for years, there are probably things about Kim Namjoon that you've never heard before. Let's get started. Most fans know Namjoon was one of the first BTS members, but many don't realize just how important he was to the group's creation. Before BTS officially debuted in 2013, Big Hit Entertainment had originally planned to launch a hip-hop group centered around Namjoon. He was the first member recruited and remained with the company while multiple lineup changes happened around him. In other words, BTS as we know it today might never have existed without him. It's kind of crazy to think that the world's biggest group started with one teenager and a notebook full of rhymes. One of the most famous things about Namjoon is his English. He's often acted as BTS's spokesperson during international interviews, award shows, and even at the United Nations. But here's the interesting part. He didn't learn English through years of studying abroad. Namjoon has said that he learned much of his English by watching the sitcom Friends with his mother. Think about that for a second. The person who would later address world leaders at the United Nations developed his English skills partly by binge-watching a sitcom. That's honestly one of the most iconic self-made success stories in K-pop. Before BTS, Namjoon was active in Korea's underground rap scene. Back then, he performed under the name Runch Randa. The name was inspired by the character Randa from the manga and anime series Zatch Bell. Later, when he became a trainee, he adopted the stage name Rap Monster.
Rap Monster!
But if you've been in ARMY for a long time, you probably remember when he officially changed it to RM in 2017. At first, many fans thought it was just an abbreviation. However, Namjoon later explained that RM could represent many different meanings and that it no longer needed to stand for Rap Monster. Today, many fans associate it with Real Me, reflecting the more mature artist he has become. People often focus on Namjoon's leadership skills, but his songwriting achievements are just as impressive. He has accumulated hundreds of songwriting and composition credits through the Korea Music Copyright Association, commonly known as KOMCA. What's even more impressive is how diverse those credits are. He's contributed to countless BTS songs, solo projects, collaborations, and tracks for other artists. Many fans know he writes lyrics, but fewer realize just how involved he is in the creative process. His fingerprints are all over BTS's discography. Songs like Spring Day, Black Swan, Life Goes On, and many others contain pieces of Namjoon's writing and storytelling. For a lot of fans, his ability to turn complicated emotions into simple but powerful lyrics is what makes him such a unique artist. Now let's talk about something every ARMY knows. Namjoon is legendary for breaking things. Seriously, over the years, he's destroyed sunglasses, phones, furniture, microphones, and countless other items by complete accident. The members even gave him the nickname God of Destruction. What's funny is that it isn't because he's reckless. He's actually known for being thoughtful and intelligent. He just somehow manages to knock things over, lose things, or break them at the worst possible moment. One fan favorite example is his ongoing battle with passports. Namjoon has admitted to losing his passport multiple times. Imagine being the leader of the biggest boy band in the world and still somehow misplacing your passport. Honestly, that's kind of relatable. If you followed Namjoon's Instagram, you've probably noticed something. His feed doesn't look like a typical celebrity account. Instead of endless selfies, you'll often find museums, sculptures, paintings, books, and nature photography. Namjoon is a genuine art enthusiast. His interest in art has become so respected that he's been recognized as a major supporter of Korean artists and museums, and he's known for visiting galleries around the world during tours. For Namjoon, art isn't just a hobby, it's part of how he understands the world. And honestly, that's one of the reasons fans connect with him so deeply. Here's something many newer fans don't know. Before becoming an idol, Namjoon loved writing poetry. As a student, he regularly wrote poems and even received recognition for his work. He reportedly posted some of his writing online and briefly considered pursuing a literary path. When you look at his lyrics today, that makes perfect sense. Many of his songs feel more like a journal entries or poems than traditional pop lyrics. Whether it's the introspective atmosphere of Mono or the reflective storytelling found throughout Indigo, you can hear the influence of literature everywhere. It's almost like Namjoon never stopped being a poet, he just found a bigger stage. In 2018, Namjoon made history when BTS addressed the United Nations as part of UNICEF's campaign, promoting self-love and youth empowerment. For many people outside the fandom, this was the moment they truly saw who he was. His speech included the phrase "speak yourself," which quickly became one of BTS's most powerful messages. Instead of sounding like a celebrity reading prepared remarks, Namjoon spoke about insecurity, self-acceptance, and finding your voice. Years later, fans still quote lines from that speech, and many consider it one of the most defining moments of his career. If you've watched enough BTS content, you'll notice a pattern. Whenever Namjoon gets a chance to relax, he often ends up outdoors. Parks, rivers, mountains, bicycle rides, quiet walks. Nature appears repeatedly throughout his music, photography, and personal reflections. He has frequently talked about finding peace in nature and using it as a way to recharge from the pressures of fame. When you listen to projects like Mono, that connection becomes even more obvious. It's almost like nature functions as his reset button. Now for the fact that might surprise you the most. Despite all his achievements, Namjoon has spoken openly about the challenge of balancing RM, the global superstar, and Kim Namjoon, the person. Over the years, he's shared thoughts about how difficult it can be to separate his public identity from his private self. For someone who became famous at a young age, that's a complicated reality. It's also one reason why so many fans admire him. He's never tried to present himself as perfect. Instead, he's been remarkably honest about growth, uncertainty, mistakes, and learning who he is. That honesty is a huge part of what makes people connect with him, not just as an artist, but as a human being. So, those were 10 things you probably didn't know about Namjoon from BTS. From teaching himself English through friends to becoming a respected songwriter, art collector, and global speaker, it's clear that there is much more to him than most people realize. And honestly, that's what makes him so fascinating. The more you learn about Namjoon, the more layers you discover. Now I want to know your answer. Which fact surprised you the most? And if you're a longtime ARMY, drop a lesser-known Namjoon fact in the comments and see if anyone else knows it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more BTS content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.